And here we are. Well, good evening and welcome to the Arbor Hills Nature Preserve in Plano, Texas. Tonight's exercise is a field test of the ArmyTek Prime C1 Pro. This is the cool white version of the light. I'll get the box out of the way. I do want to thank ArmyTek for providing me with the light and making this review possible. I have been asked to field test more mini EDC and keychain style lights. This clearly falls into that category. I don't know about keychain. There is the ability to attach a keychain right here. Is this really a keychain light? Well, I don't know. I'll let you make up your mind. Mini EDC, I would definitely go for that, and in my preliminary testing, I've been looking at it in that capacity. I want to make this very quick because I know you've probably already been to the website, maybe even seen another review. You're familiar with the general operation. I'll get through this very quickly. Two modes of operation, general and advanced. Out of the box, you get general. That gives you a couple of Fireflies, main 1, main 2, main 3, which I will be calling low, medium, high, and turbo. That's what we're going to look at tonight in terms of beam shot. Very simple operation. This is a very generous sized button, easy to locate by feel. The only thing I found that while you can work it adequately with gloves, when I did the shorts video, I was operating with cold hands, and I noticed when I used a flat thumb with cold hands, I had a little bit of trouble with the double click. I found it worked better if I angled my thumb and used more of the pad and thumbnail. That's just an observation. You've got mag base, mag charging. Only caveat, you have to turn it a quarter turn to mag charge. Otherwise, you'll notice that the charging light blinks red. All right, well, that's about all I have to say. Like I said, I wanted to get this done quickly so that let the sun go down and you know the score. It's time for me to get out there and do my job. General mode, Firefly 1. Oh, looks like pretty good for inside the vehicle, maybe inside the tent. That is Firefly 2. These are the two we would probably call them moonlight modes. Main 1 or low. Main 2 or medium. Okay, we've got a good 40 plus yards line of sight. That is high. And there is turbo. You can really see the character of the beam. It's pretty much just a large hot spot with minimal spill, and there is the field of view. First practical exercise of the evening, close quarter search here at the playground. You know the scenario, your kids were out here playing earlier, dropped something, now you had to come out and search for it. Low is much better than I expected. Honestly, I'd probably just lock it in here and go, especially if I was looking for something reflective, and especially if I knew the exact area that they were playing, like right around in here. That is, I don't have to search long distances across the playground. I'm just working in maybe a 10 to 12 yard range. Yeah, I could totally get away with low. For path following, I really don't care for low. Medium is the lowest level that I would consider using. For just in front of me, maybe 10 yards or so, this is fine. Downrange, not so much. But I can easily avoid areas where I might trip, see the general slope, rise and fall of the terrain. And if I need a little bit more downrange, okay, I'm really talking about just a little. You get more peripheral here. There is the high output level. And here we are in turbo, a good 50 yards line of sight. There's a bike path in the distance that I can just barely make out the edge of where that path is. Now this is a somewhat darker area. I'm going to move around to the right. It's going to get progressively brighter and then quite a bit brighter because we've got about a half moon out tonight. And that provides quite a bit of challenge for these lower candela lights. I can make out the outline of trees in the distance, but most of that is because of the moonlight. So if I move the light out of the way, I can still make out those outlines. I bring the light back in, it's really not giving me much in the way of detail. So I'm going to let this keep burning down as we move back around to the left to where we started. And you can see we've already lost something. Of course, in this type of light, turbo, like so many others, is going to be just for short, intermittent bursts. And on the subject of turbo, I will point out that you do have direct to turbo from on, but not from off. So we're over 2 minutes. I'll let this run to maybe 2.5 or 3. Looks like we're in a steady state right now. Might be an interesting test to do a battery endurance test on turbo and see what we get, both in terms of usable light and how long that light would last. And definitely looking like a steady state here, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. One of the nice things about the mag base, if you are night hiking, I'm here at the observation towers, you can get some very nice aerial lighting. This is Firefly 2. Not bad, not overwhelming if I was just taking a brief break. And that is right at the maximum angle that I can go without the light falling off. So I'm going to do a wrap up here at the bottom of the observation tower, something I've never done before. Low output level. There's medium. High. And for this style light, high is probably all you would ever need. There's the double click into turbo. So overall, a pretty easy light to operate. Interesting echo here. Not bad at all. Okay, so there you have it. I've always thought that a good light ought to be able to sell itself, so I really shouldn't have to say anything else. So all I'm going to say is the usual. I probably will try to do one battery burn down exercise. If there is something else you would like to see in order to make a decision, let me know. I'll see what I can do. And as always, until the next review, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for watching the video.